A short film series has been launched to mark the third anniversary of the Singapore Together movement. The series is a collaboration between MCCY, government agencies, and 4 local filmmakers. It's inspired by real-life stories of Singaporeans who have made a difference to their community. They partnered the government to co-create and implement solutions to build a better Singapore. For more, 2 of the filmmakers, as Isham Ali and Sabrina Poon, join us now. Let's start with the Isham. Your film, Evie, it features a young carpenter who befriends a talking plastic bottle who is called Evie while cleaning up rubbish at a reservoir. Why this story?
Okay, so the story is to highlight certain environmental issues and also some of the things that is being done, some of the solutions, apart from the 3 R's, reducing, recycling, and one of it is upcycling. So that is one of the topics that we're tackling in the film.
Sabrina, let's bring you in on the conversation here and talk about your film, 1 Million Reasons. It explores the lives and what motivates these main characters to plant trees at a so-called 1 million tree event. Why did you choose to focus on this specifically, this sort of driving force behind each character?
Well, I mean, for an event like 1 Million Trees, it's easy to see how a community made up of citizens and volunteers come together to do a group activity. But most often than not, we fail to realize that each of these people, they come from different walks of life. Each of them have a personal reason, a personal motivation and why they're here to plant a tree. In its sense, like making a small difference in a simple effort of planting trees. At the end of the day, they kind of allow it to kind of grow its impact by planting tree, kind of like building a sustainable city. So by exploring each of their motivations behind each character, I just wanted to explore the honest conversations that we can have during events like this, and also sharing perspectives to lives.
Isham, as well as Sabrina, big messages there. I took a look at your film, Isham. The bottle called Evie essentially tries to shame the carpenter into behaving better, because the carpenter threw away the bottle when he was a young boy, and the bottle now says, look where I am now, and the carpenter tries to recycle that bottle to make it relevant again. What was most difficult about filming this and putting that message across, assuming I've got it right?
Yeah, you got it spot on. So one of the biggest challenges about telling this story narratively is, so present day, the young carpenter is the story is about a relationship between him and a plastic bottle, and the bottle is an inanimate object. So for the actor, for him to perform against an object that doesn't respond to him is a bit challenging. So one of the solutions that we came up with is to have the voice of the bottle, the actor herself, to be on set, to be performing with him. So his reactions can be captured authentically and also genuinely because it's read by an actor herself. So that was one of the biggest challenges actually when making the film.
And Sabrina, how challenging was it for you to get your story told in the 8 minutes that you had?
I think for 1 million reasons, it's also talking about embracing the nature. So we are kind of reliant on how the weather turns out for us, but at the same time, that it's one pivotal scene within the film that having a conversation under this heavy rain as they kind of seek shelter. I think it also gives us a little bit of a representation of how the world is kind of like a place that we are living in, and then how the environment kind of affects our future is kind of like coincide hand in hand with the environment. So when it comes to making this film and trying to do it right, I think one of the biggest things is to make sure that the whole 1 million trees movement is represented correctly in the film. I think most of the participants in this film, they actually get their hands down and dirty to be able to be planting trees and also making a difference to our future as well. So actually the trees that you see planted within this film, they will be there at the site that we planted, and they will be there growing in years to come.
Oh, Isham, I put the question back to you, although Sabrina, of course, is included in it. Your films essentially are the implicit messages that we should be more involved with our environment and sustainability as well. So when you use the bottle to essentially shame Kai, the carpenter, into doing better, did you think about how to present that message so that Kai would listen? So, for example, if you then want to tell someone else in your life, your friends or colleagues, how you would like them to behave as far as the environment is concerned, is there anything you learned from making these films that taught you how to make that message more something that people are more likely to accept?
Okay, so I feel the biggest takeaway from making the film and involving myself as a filmmaker in to tackle issues about green citizenry and issues about the environment, it's really a way of life. You do it because you want to, not because someone asked you to. You do it because you realize and you are aware of some of the threats and issues that you are facing. And you also do it because you believe in something that is greater than yourself. So in a nutshell, it's a way of life that you choose to lead when you do involve yourself to give a bit more care and love for the environment and for the earth. Yeah.
And one quick last question for Sabrina. How do you hope audiences are going to receive your film?
I intended my film to be kind of a light-hearted comedy. At the same time, it's very relatable to everyday life and the people that you meet in your life. So all these conversations that you imagine it's present in the film, it's actually conversation we would actually find ourselves having with new friends that we meet along the way. So the idea is kind of fitting in the idea of like making a simple effort of planting trees, a simple effort in trying to be part of this SG Together initiative in planting trees, in taking care of our environment in any simple acts and simple form.
Well, we certainly hope that it sparks more inspiring conversations. Thank you so much, Isham and Sabrina. We've been speaking there to filmmakers Isham Ali and Sabrina Pun.